Heyo, what's up? It's Devious Motivat. Guess what we're going to talk about today? Oh wait, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is how we're going to start the video. Mmm, Earl Grey tea, yummy. Do I still have the tea bag in there? Oh god, that is strong tea. Holy crap. Oh boy. Oh, wasn't that bad? Well, anyway, if you look above, I think we're talking about tanks today. I don't know. You clicked on the video. Don't ask me. I think we're talking about tanks today. And let's talk about tanks. Yeah, this is all I really want to do. I could click on my Wildstar and show you my tank on Wildstar, but fortunately I'm a DPS, so that kind of sucks. I like the off-spec as tank, but I'm kind of liking the whole DPS thing, so we're not going to go to Wildstar. I know you can see it right there. You want me to click on it, but we're not going to. We are going to. I don't know, but we will find out. I think that's right. No, kind of right. So let's talk about the stock of the warrior and the NG. Well, first of all, I want to make this super quick, simple. I don't really think I have to talk too much about the warrior because I'm not really going to, or the stock or the engineer. I'm not going to let them all out. I don't have to go into extensive detail about this, but we'll just start with the warrior. Now, what I consider the places, I say stalkers first place, engineer second place, and warriors third place, for their own particular reasons. Now, the reason why warrior is third place is just because they are lacking threat generation. Now, if you want to fix your threat generation, which I saw this, which is really cool, boom, put that to tier 8, put that to tier 4, put that to tier 4. Try running this. The rampage actually does do a lot of threat generation. It's a really high burst, and you're doing damage at the same time. Like, I've seen people run this, and pretty much you have a whole rampage, four strikes of rampage go off, while you can do one strike of menacing strike. Like that's pretty good. It doesn't get any better than that. And try doing that. Try running this, with a taunt, because you will need a taunt, and see how that works. Because I've noticed somebody that's within the guild run this, and it wasn't that bad. I found it a little bit harder for me to actually pull thread off them. So I've seen this work, and it does work. Now, so on and so forth. Now, warrior, it's hurting a bit in threat generation. The main culprit is because menacing strike is such a slow attack. They either need to increase the values on this, increase the threat generation, or just increase the attack, because it's really hurting the warrior right now. Is the threat generation. Now they can take a lot of damage. They have a crap ton of mitigation, tons of utility interrupts, but the reason why they're in third place is because they're threat generation. And this is a little easy way to fix it, but I still give them third place. Now, for second place, I want to talk about the engineer. Now, the engineer, the reason why it's in second place is because it does lack mobility. It is quite significantly slower than the other two classes. And because of that, anything that really requires, like, high mechanics or just being able to dodge in and out of stuff can be harder for the engineer. I'm not saying they can't do it, I'm just saying it's a lot harder. And because of that, it's the reason why I give them second place. Now, engineer are very, very good. They're very, very strong tanks. I do say a mediocre engineer will beat a mediocre warrior, but a very good warrior will beat a very good engineer in damage mitigation, just reducing the amount of damage. Because engineers kind of right off the bat, like if you're an average player, they're very, very strong. And they're easy to play. And one of the best builds is the Vitality build, which does incorporate a lot of shield regeneration and just getting your shields back and keeping your Vitality strikes between 30 and 7 and trying to, I think it's like, how's it pronounced? Vitality or Volatility? Yep, Vitality. So, keeping that up between 30 and 70, that one build, however you want to call it, it's very powerful. It's very good. I've seen it in action. The only thing I have to comment on is lose the bots. You do not need the bots whatsoever. Maybe you might want to bruise your bot, but just lose the bots. You're perfectly fine without them. Alright, onto the Stalkers. Now, Stalkers, I give them first place because they got some damage mitigation, they got some very, very good lifesteal, and they're very mobile. They can go in and out of things. If you're a really good stalker, you can usually avoid a lot of telegraphs. And the nice thing that they really got going for them, which really helps us DPS, just clear mobs faster, is that we don't have to wait for Stalker to build threat. Like, Stalker has a really good burst potential, and because of that, they have very, very good burst threat. And because of this, because it pulsates and bursts, Stalkers can initially just generate a lot of threat, so that way us DPS don't have to go easy on them. We can rough up the mobs a bit without worrying about pulling aggro. But even if we do pull aggro, we know Stalker could just easily get it back on top of them. Just because the burst of a Stalker is just so good that the mob would just be confused and, look at me, then look back at him very quickly. And the one thing about the Stalker is that there has been times when the healer's like, you know what, I'm just going to stand here because you're just healing yourself. And the Stalker is known to be like a package mini healer and tank. It's kind of funny. Stalker is very, very good. And that's why I gotta say, Stalker's like at the top of the game right now for tanks. And this might change once we get into higher raid scenarios, like the early raids. Stalkers are still gonna be pretty good, I find. But maybe getting towards the last boss of raids, or like the few last mini bosses and bosses, there might be a need for that solid NG tank or warrior tank to come in just to soak up that extra damage that the stalker can't handle. Because when you do see a stalker's health bar, I'm going to show you it if you look at my volume right here. And there you go. That's what I think the health bar is of the stalker. Well, what I've seen of it. So yeah, it's a little bit sketchy that a stalker's health bar can pretty much go from 100% to 10% very quickly on a very big attack, but stalkers, they're very nimble, and the people that usually play stalkers are very mechanical people themselves. So I don't like stalkers are just at the A game right now. Stalkers are very, very good. So yes, maybe a change in the future, but as of now, warrior third place, engineer second place, stalker first place. I'm not saying re-roll it. I'm just saying, as of now, if everybody was on an equal, like, on an equal skill level, that's how it would go. It'd go warrior third, engineer second, stalker first. It's just how it go if everybody's on you very leveled skill. So yeah. So that's it about the tanks. I hope you like this video. I just want to make a super quick video about tanks because you know what? Tanks deserve a lot of appreciation because they put up with a lot of crap. They gotta be careful about positioning the mob. They gotta be careful about where the DPS is and not having the mob attack them if they're behind them. Make sure they know where their healer is. That way they're not stressing out their healer with dodging and moving every second. So there's a lot of things you gotta think of as a tank. Have very good personal awareness around you as well as for others. Be able to kind of map out the playing field, how you want it to turn out. So yeah, it's a big job, and tanks really do deserve a lot of credit. So once again, this is Devious Bodefit with DVS Gaming, presenting to you Wildstar on a website. It's not the actual game, I'm sorry. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic freaking day, because I'm not. Yeah, yeah, I'm just not having a great day at all. If you send me $1 million though, I promise I'll have a good day. I promise. Goodbye.